What's going on, everybody? What's up, man? This is another episode of The Homies. You know, I have myself, Steve, Mr. Qualified. Got the light-skinned brother over there, Joel. Got the fro brother over there, call him Tezo 3000. This is such a Dallas face that Sean is making. That's Sean, guys. This is Ed here in the beanie. And yeah, we got little brother man.
You said what?
Call that nigga man.
Call that nigga man. We got man over here. D'Anthony, you feel me? And yeah, man, we about to give y'all another list. You know what I'm saying? We keep coming with them. We come with them like hot cakes. Anyway, this list that we're doing this week is the top 15 most influential athletes since 1990. We definitely want to put some type of like cutoff on it because that list could get real crazy if we just left it open all time. So yeah, since 1990. And yeah, we about to get right into it, man. Ed, pull up the list. We can get started doing the tiers as usual. I think that'll be very interesting. I don't think we've ever tiered the athletes before. So
actually, people.
Here's a question.
Yeah, people.
What's y'all's favorite sport you're not good at?
Soccer.
I don't hoop, so I'm gonna say basketball.
That's a good one.
So I really enjoy basketball.
So that's a good one.
I'm a real football guy. I play football.
Like you saying, you tried it, Sean, but then you know you were bad at it.
Just one that you like. You're not like you can't run a game with somebody and perform and do well.
Probably soccer.
It's soccer. Soccer people be cold.
Even though I went to an international school, so like I had Bosnians and Africans there.
Right.
But so they were good. They were good. I just sucked.
Boxing.
I would say hockey.
Somebody was gonna say hockey.
Yeah.
You gotta be really active.
Can you ice skate though?
I can ice skate.
I barely roller skate.
I can honestly handle a little hockey, puck too. But I know damn well if I was in the game, they'd be like, "Get this off the ice, bro. You're ruining our team." I'd be.
And you gotta be ready to throw down.
At least Sean be ready.
You gotta be, but Sean that's what he gonna be good at. He gonna be like, oh, okay.
Hey, Sean gonna be out there purely to fight. He gonna be skating with no stick. That nigga just like, what we fighting, bro?
Just start knocking niggas
I will
up.
be the enforcer. I'll be on defense with no stick. Somebody just come in. Where's the shared screen at?
I got it.
I do have a question. What's the criteria?
Say that word again.
What's the criteria behind this?
Criteria is what he said.
Yeah, you know what I mean. What's the criteria behind this deciding? I know you said influential, but what's the breakdown? I guess.
Hey, is you gonna share this damn screen? Bro.
He trying to get everything together.
He on his Anthony shit. This nigga did it 5 minutes ago.
I did mine on time. I just did it before.
I'm sorry. But no, as far as like influence, it's like impact on not only in their sport, but also like on culture, also like longevity in their field, like how they were able to make that impact. It can also work in the inverse way too, like if somebody made a huge impact in a short amount of time, like that can still make them very influential. But yeah, those are really like the two main things. You could use accomplishments, but also it's the same thing as like longevity. If they accomplished a lot in a short amount of time, you could make that very influential, or it could be over a long period of time too. So those main three.
All right, true.
Are the criteria. I'm gonna start saying it like that now too.
Criteria?
Criteria.
I just tried to scroll down.
All right.
Oh yeah. No, my boy.
So first up, we got AI.
Y'all start with.
I will say
okay.
I'll say low one.
I was gonna say low one. Honestly, it's
Low one.
I'll say low one for AI.
Low?
Yeah.
It's low one.
Okay, what's the argument for him to be low? Because I have an argument for him to be high. So
You could definitely make an argument for him to be high, but I think he's low because I think for the same reasons you would say he was influential and impactful, they were also the same reasons that kind of led to the reputation that he has. So it's like, to me, like it's one of those balances where like you could make a lot of arguments for why he necessarily shouldn't, be considered influential. Or I could understand somebody's argument that he's not. That's how I put it.
I'm also comparing to the fact that I know
Impact.
that other people that
Yeah, that's
way more
exactly.
influence that
That's
are
it.
also on this list. So,
Yeah, I was about to say, just looking at that top row with the basketball players in there, I said he'll have to go below those. So
yeah.
And then another thing with impactfulness is, yes, his impactfulness was great and influence was great in culture in basketball. And, niggas loved his crossover and trying to do that on the court. But outside of that, his like play style and cultural drivenness outside of that, I don't think was as strong as some of the other basketball players that with it.
Okay, as strong as the others.
I will
So
say
you're saying that,
the success that the other players have as well.
like, that's what I'm saying.
So
And
Low
that's
one.
fine.
But Joe, what's your argument? All right.
Well, it's gonna go low one, but I just think that in 1997, when he crossed over Michael Jordan and became the rookie that was supposed to beat Jordan, and it was called a carry by many critics. I think that in and of itself, how officials started looking at crossovers after he did that would give him a chance to be in high one, just because it was so important, and it pretty much changed the way that people play. But that's we can move on.
all right, next we got Barry Sanders.
Big Barry.
Barry Sanders?
I'm sorry.
Barry might be low one too, low key.
He was a running back for if you couldn't tell, the Detroit Lions.
He might be low one, Ed, bro. Maybe.
Can somebody inform me on his influence?
Low two.
Low two. Damn.
I'm thinking high two, if anything.
I will put him low two.
Why?
Low
What?
two.
Can somebody tell me what his influence is?
Barry
Because I
Sanders.
barely know the guy.
He was at one point the greatest running back in the NFL. He was a hot commodity.
He was he like first in the draft? I know he was Heisman.
Yeah, he was first in the draft. He was a Heisman. He was like the running back that everybody wants, but nobody can get now. He set that standard for running backs going.
And like even now, people look at him as like, if the Lions make a move, they're like, okay, what does Barry think about it? He's a really big running back, but I don't think that he's important. I don't want to say important enough because that downplays who he is. I don't think that his importance is at the same level as some of the other players that we might put in tier one. So I agree with tier two. I am not so sure if he should be high or low though.
I was just reading over his, I guess, accomplishments. I think he should be high too.
I could live with high two.
I'm just saying, like, for his time, it just seems like he accomplished a lot. He was a very dominant running back, and he held a lot of records before they were broken. So,
Right.
High two is
High
cool.
two.
High two.
Now,
this next one,
I won.
I won.
there's no.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
That's Mr. LeBron James.
King.
King James. All right, now we got
Prime
prime
time.
time.
Hey, that's
Deion
high one, dog.
Sanders.
Prime time beyond.
Prime time is high one, bro.
I won.
Prime time high one. You can't argue that.
Look, Nick, I just want to hear your basis of high one. What is it?
He's one of them dudes that kind of brought flashiness to the NFL, bro.
Not even that, bro. Played two professional sports. Stop it.
Mhm.
And it's excelled at both. High one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And they sell that both.
Easy.
Now we got Floyd Money Mayweather.
I won.
I
I
won.
won.
There's nobody
I
that
won.
can make an argument to why he would not.
He
be.
is about to whoop the shit out of Jake Paul.
Yeah, they
He's
call
gonna
it
beat the shit out of him.
I don't know why that fight is
You're
occurring.
Y'all gotta know this man really did change the whole boxing industry, like to where boxers was not getting paid for real like that before Floyd Mayweather. Like Floyd Mayweather made it so like niggas will get paid. That's why he's so rich, like because he changed that in the boxing industry. He's extremely influential.
I mean, not to mention all of his titles, how he's undefeated. Not to talk about Olympics, everything. The dude is just
Floyd Money Wayne Mayweather. Bro.
yeah. And
Respecting that man's name, bro.
one thing that I would say about Floyd, a lot of people like to say that he's too flashy, right? But then you have other people who are celebrated, like Conor McGregor, who does the exact same thing. He was wearing a Turbulon watch that's $1.2 million. and you didn't hear anybody talk about how flashy he was. But he posted it and all of that. I think Floyd deserves to be high one, and my argument with later you'll see deserves to be top five.
So what if my nigga can't read, man? Who's next? Come on.
You didn't even have to do that to him.
I had to get it out there, bro. I'm sorry. I had.
I won.
Yeah.
Yeah, this next one is not a conversation.
It's not a
Yeah.
conversation. I don't even want to. All right. Jordan, Taiwan. All right. Next, we got Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Man,
The question is he above Barry? That's the question.
I think he's
low one.
I think he's low one.
I say low one.
Okay, but never mind.
I kind of like him in the same level as Barry.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got to put him in the same level as Barry.
I just think Ken had his culture influence, man.
He did have a big culture.
The thing about influence, if we're doing most influential players, like that culture piece takes a big part into it. And I'm telling you, Ken had that culture by the throat.
Not by the throat. Nah,
he had the black boys feeling they could look
weak as hell. But yes, facts.
The Griffys.
Yeah.
The Griffies.
Yeah.
I had me a pair, bro. I love them shoes.
All right, so high one or low one?
Low one.
Low one.
Everybody and their mama had those shoes.
Low one. High one next.
High.
High one.
High one.
RP to the GOAT.
Y'all
All
better
right.
put Messi. Gotta be. He has to be high one, or you can put him at the beginning of low one. But
I think
I agree with you on that.
that man is.
I think he's high one.
Messi, compared to who's in, I mean, Messi can go on high one. I would choose low one. I wouldn't be mad at high one.
I would choose low one as well.
The reason why I would not choose
y'all know how many little kids out there want to be freaking Messi.
and that's it.
Look at the rest of the list.
But that's America, right? You have to think about the world when it comes
The world loves
Ron,
Messi.
Kobe, and Jordan still all apply to the world. The only people that don't apply to the world. Yes,
No,
like
yes, they
Messi.
do.
Stop.
Especially Jordan. Yes, he do. Yes, he does.
Not as
No, stop it,
okay,
man.
but not as big as soccer players, Steve. That's what he's saying. Like LeBron, Kobe, and them, they are huge, but compared to the biggest sport in the world, they're not gonna be more popular than Messi or
Look,
I don't know, man.
Cristiano.
That's why we became the most.
Kobe and LeBron James. I think you could almost make
For
that.
all three of them. For
Damn
Jordan,
near all of them. Like Kobe was huge overseas because he could speak so many languages.
And Kobe won a lot of Olympics too.
Like in the Olympics, like trust me, these dudes, whenever they
Jordan's
played
on the
USA,
dream team.
dudes were like worshiping like
The dream team made basketball the fucking sport it is today. Literally.
Thank you.
It's popular. As it
Yeah.
is.
I would still put Messi high one though.
He should be high one.
High one. I put Cristiano Ronaldo high one too. Everybody
They
else,
both deserve to be high one.
everybody else ain't getting the rest of the soccer players.
I would put Ronaldo on high one before I put Messi on high one.
I would put
put
Ronaldo
Ronaldo
more
high one
influential as
before
well, just because he's more flashy. He's more like kids love his moves, doing his celebration, like his whole jump celebration thing, like his
So,
speeds of it.
is Messi in high one or is he in low one?
We said
I think Messi's in low one. I think I'm gonna get outvoted though.
I say low one too.
I think
He's
high
low-key
one. Y'all
top
better
20.
stop it, bro.
I think
Messi.
Are y'all talking influence in America? Or are we talking the whole world?
I'm still talking the whole world.
He's
World.
high one then.
He's high one
I
then.
still think Messi is bigger than, or Ronaldo is bigger than Messi.
He is.
Yeah, and so
But that don't
they
mean
both
high
could be in
one.
high one, but that's an influential soccer player. Like they follow his moves wherever he goes.
You literally saying I think he's bigger, but they're literally arguably the two best.
The
soccer
two
players of all
biggest
time.
soccer players in the world.
I'm not negating that Messi is as big, but I still think Ronaldo is more influential.
But what me and Sean are saying is that they both
can
deserve to be in
they
high
can
one.
coexist in high one.
Next we got Michael Phelps.
High two.
High one.
High
Low
one.
one.
Ooh.
High
I'm
one.
gonna say low one. I'm gonna say low one on that one.
He got hella goals.
Hey, low
has
key,
20
I don't know. Hey, Phelps low key could be high one.
He
could,
can be high
bro.
one. My argument would be because he has 22 gold medals.
Low
He
key.
literally broke consistent swimming records in multiple events every single time he went swimming from 2002 all the way up to
Hey,
2006.
low key.
Like that nigga, he's ridiculous.
But that's I get that. The greatness. We're speaking to the greatness aspect. But as far as influence,
See, that's the one I was
He
thinking.
influenced so many swimmers. That's what I'm saying. Okay. People wanted to be like him, but he just don't have the influence overall. So that's why I think he can be low one.
That's why I say low one. That's why I
that's why I
say
said either low one or high two. Like I get the
I think
culture
he could be
impact
high
of like
two.
when the Olympics came around, people were like, "Oh snap, we gotta see Michael Phelps." Like he's spectacle. I get that, huge. But at the same time, outside of the Olympics, it's almost like his hype would die down. Like
That don't you
No,
can't do
I
that
think
for
because
bro.
we don't watch it outside of the Olympics. That's
Yeah, you
why.
can't do that for
So that
swimming.
can be the impactful thing. But they have trials and world championships, etc., outside the Olympics that swimmers and that they do. So
But that's the thing is, if we don't watch you outside of the biggest time of the year, are you really?
But swimming is not
that's
one of those
just
body
the
sports.
sport is not exposed.
Yeah, it's not exposed.
not as mainstream as the others, pretty much.
I feel like whenever it relates to the Olympics, it gets more exposure. So like when Michael Phelps was popping, we did see more qualifying rounds into swimming, and just to, like whenever he was swimming,
No,
people.
This is perfect. This is perfect. If that's the argument we making for Michael Phelps, I can't wait till another athlete come up because it's gonna be the exact same argument.
What do you say? I missed it.
I'm sure he's probably talking about a tennis player.
Nah, it's not a tennis player.
So
I'm saying,
So where are we putting Marcus?
We can put him low one because,
We
like
can
I
put low
said,
one.
I think
Phelps is not lower than tier one.
Yeah,
I say low one. All right.
I don't know who put this guy on here. I have to read his name. It is
that was me. That was Nairo.
Nairo Quintana. Ted, would
Yes,
you like to
he can be
Can you
hot
break
too.
it down who he is for us?
He's literally the best bicyclist in the world
But why did we not put Armstrong?
because he doped, and so his records don't count no more.
I didn't know he doped.
Yeah.
It was a whole
Not know that,
schedule.
Yeah, I'm saying it was a whole.
How you gonna put him on the list and didn't know?
I vaguely remember, but even then, it sucks that he did that because his influence was
It was
he
top
did have
tier.
a big influence.
clothes,
Yeah.
clothes. We damn near put him honorable mention, and then in parentheses say he used dope. he roided it up, so he can't get top.
All right. Next we got Neymar.
Ooh,
Neymar is low one.
that's a low one.
High two.
High two.
I say high two.
High two.
Y'all think Neymar be low one?
He's not that level. Like he is now, but like as far as like influence, like that's like saying in basketball, I feel like Neymar would be like Kyrie Irving. Like not better than Kyrie
No,
Irving.
he will be if it's three top basketball players, he'll be the third one. So you got LeBron, Giannis, and then I'll just say KD. He'll be
Yeah. Giannis is a great comparison because he's up there, but like as far as influence, Giannis still just not there yet. Like
Who
if
do
you
you
put
say?
Giannis on
Wait,
this list,
wait. What?
I don't think Giannis is there yet as far as influence.
Compared to?
I think he's on the same level as Neymar. I would put
So that's what I'm saying.
So if you put
Neymar would be
Giannis on this list, Steve, where would you put him as far as influence?
Giannis probably be high too.
That's how I feel Neymar is like, and I think by the end of Neymar's career, he'll definitely be one of them.
He's still popping worldwide.
Yeah, popping, but I just don't think he's there.
Fair.
Next we got
Djokovic.
Djokovic. Yeah, I was wondering.
He needs to be high too.
High two.
Loki can go low one because he good as fuck, but influential wise, he needs to be high two.
I say high two.
Low one.
All right. Because I know Taz has opinions immediately for these.
Rafael Nadal, he needs to be low one.
I need a breakdown of achievements.
Taz, you got to sell us on that.
So Rafael Nadal, he is.
I feel like the other dude is more influential than Nadal.
No. Nadal been playing longer. He is Roger's rival. Him and Roger got 20 Grand Slams. They're tied for the most in history. Rafael, his dominant at the French Open is literally ridiculous. He run 13 of those. He only lost once at that tournament. Yeah.
But I mean, then again,
He's literally the best clay court player of all time.
I know, but we're like, that's why I'm saying I don't want us to get confused. We're talking
Influential wise, he influenced clay court players. So he's the best clay court player of all time. So he is literally
are up there, especially as far as like male tennis players. But
Like, I know
but
Federer
athletes at
high one.
he should be low one because Roger influential wise, he just everybody know him worldwide.
Roger will be high one.
Right, we knew he was gonna be high one.
Like y'all know Nadal, but y'all know Roger and Serena with those two.
Ronaldo.
High one.
I won.
I agree.
The next couple, you could just go ahead and throw in
All high one shit.
high one, Shaq, high one.
I will make an argument. For
You
Shaq.
picked a great picture for her. Just
Well,
thank you.
hold on. Steve, go ahead, man. Because I was gonna say high one. I just wanted somebody to argue with me against Shaq, and you go ahead.
I will make an argument for Shaq being low one, only because I think we look at Shaq's dominance on the court. Obviously, like that completely stands out. He had impact and influence off the court, but I don't think it compares. I don't think it's close, to be honest, to the other three basketball players that are at high one.
Now, I will say, go ahead.
I don't know. His impact off the court is just as strong as his impact on the court. And I feel like as far as influence, if we're taking all the qualifiers that you say that we've been using for other people to compare Shaq, then there's nobody like it. Like the way he's changed the game as a big man, there's nothing like it. The way he's influenced, I guess you could say, other people to play the big man position, like nobody can play it like he's played it, and that influentially is crazy. And even off the court, like the shit that he's done for kids who don't have it as well as other kids, like
putting Shaq in Walmart, bro. His brand in Walmart,
like even
literally.
Shaq in a fool, like bro. The stuff that he's still doing today that you just can't compare it to, bro. Granted, like you said, like you said, it's not as up there as the other three basketball players on this list, but he still has a big enough influence to make high one.
To be high one.
If we gonna make Shaq high one, how you not gonna make AI one? AI one.
Because one of the things that
AI doesn't have the success that Shaq had.
And longevity.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I say when we're talking influence, a lot of y'all are putting like success and longevity as qualifiers into what we're saying is influence. And Shaq has those over AI for sure, especially
Still around.
He has success for sure. He has success and accomplishments. Yes.
AI got rings.
I said the success and accomplishments. I said longevity. I wouldn't say Shaq easily wins the longevity piece because AI been around, and AI definitely, he ain't Shaq, he not on TNT, but you ask any NBA player about AI, especially all these little guards, Curry, Kyrie, Dame.
I mean, everybody knows Shaq like that too.
Still relevant.
Everybody knows Shaq like that too.
You said what?
Everybody knows Shaq like that too.
So that's what I'm saying. It's there's no difference in that criteria. So if you want to,
the difference that knocks him down is the success.
That's it.
He doesn't have the success to compete.
I still think Shaq impacted the culture more than AI as well. Just overall.
Is what?
Like what Steve said, like yeah, AI had like gear, but not like Shaq. Shaq hit like we know.
Well, that's the thing, because
who made it, bro? Who?
AI, I thought you said culture.
Like
AI instituted a lot of rule changes in the NBA.
You said what?
The way he dressed, they had to make a dress code for people not to dress a certain way. Like he changed the way the NBA was.
Didn't they make a whole new rule for Shaq too though? Am I tweaking?
You talk about the Hacker Shack?
That's
not
really a rule.
I'm saying
it's just
everybody had rules changed because of them. Well, not everybody, but like Jordan had rules changed because of him as well. Like we can talk about rules. Yes, I definitely see the culture, like the cultural side of AI's impact is exponentially high. But I think outside of that, it just isn't lining
Why
up.
are y'all not acknowledging his actual impact on the court though? I think that's being downplayed here, honestly, a little bit. I think it's being downplayed.
His flashy play style, yes, cool, but we can look at Shaq's center dominance. Who was dominating at the center position like Shaq when he was playing? People were trying to play like Shaq.
Yes, I'm saying Iverson is pound for pound the best player ever. Pound for pound. Who's doing what he's doing at 6 feet? I'm saying it's the exact. All I'm saying is whatever argument you're making for Shaq can be made for AI, so they should be on the same level. That's what I'm saying. I'm not disputing anything. I'm saying that you can make the same argument, so he should be on the same level. Either they both should be high one or they both should be low one. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
they balance out.
We all disagree. So
Easy.
I think this.
All right, next. Simone Biles.
That is crazy.
If Michael Phelps is low one, she deserves to be low one.
Okay, true. I get it.
What the fuck?
Make an argument, Steve. Don't just sit there.
Yeah, I would love to hear this.
Make an argument.
The argument is not for Simone Biles, but if we're sitting, so what's the argument for Simone Biles and Michael Phelps being on the same level?
They both are the most dominant Olympic, like in their field.
I think they were showing because it's like, as mentioned with Michael Phelps, that swimming isn't like as, I guess, mainstream or whatever. It's the same thing with gymnastics. I think that's what kind of Taylor was kind of getting at.
Yeah, like she both, like at the Olympics, y'all know Simone Biles is about to win a gold medal. All of the gold medals.
The only reason why I would slightly put Simone Biles above Michael Phelps into high one, but I still don't have a problem with her being in low one, is because she's a Black girl and her influence for other Black girls, like it really shows in the media. Whereas like Michael Phelps is like, when Simone Biles was like doing this shit, like they really had people like Black girls thinking like I can be like Simone Biles.
I can be Simone Biles, yeah.
Yeah, like, and that influence goes a long way.
And I also just think because of how young she is and how much she already accomplished, she literally has 3 gymnastic moves named after her. Like nobody has that.
That's crazy.
Nobody has that. So I still think she can be low one because of, like I said, it's not mainstream. So
the way y'all just said it, y'all made it sound like high one. I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I said I don't have a problem with her being in low one. She's going to be on the higher end of low one, but at the same time, I could see her being high one too.
Yeah.
But it's like when you look at the people that's up there in high one, it's like
we know she gonna probably be below them.
Yeah, it's like hard to compare.
All right.
Got Stephanie Graf next.
Tez, break this one down, pimp.
Okay, so that is the record Serena passed. So she's just very influential just due to the fact that she did everything, her 22 Grand Slams in 10 years or 13 years, while Serena is still playing 20 years plus. But Steffi just don't have the doubles record or the Olympic record as Serena. So I think she should be high. I think she should be low one personally. But if not, then she should be the bottom, at the top of high two.
I would say
the competition there though.
Huh?
Was the competition?
That's the thing, Sean. Even though like her back in the day, she was still dominant. I don't think she didn't experience the competition as much as what Serena.
That's what I was saying. Like you saying it's like in 10 years, but it's like, okay, yeah, Bill Russell kind of did some crazy shit too. But
so low one because before Serena, she basically was the standard in 10.
She was the standard, yes. But I say high two because she's not as influential as Serena or the people that's in low one.
I don't have an issue with high two.
Next we got Steph Curry.
I want
low one.
Low. Okay.
I was thinking high one too. I ain't gonna fake it.
Okay. The reason why I think that he should be high one.
At the end of low one, but I say it.
And the reason why I'm talking to Steve and Ed right now, so y'all probably watch basketball the most. Y'all know what happened when Curry broke record after record after record. Y'all understand how literally every team, somebody at some position that they didn't have to before, now has to know how to shoot a three.
His ass changed the game, bro.
He did change the game. Bro, how many, Steve, I'm asking you this question because you're the smartest basketball nigga in the chat. How many threes did he hit in, was it 2015? It was like 400 something, bro.
Niggas was not.
we not neglecting that, but at the same time, it's like,
Here's the thing about that argument.
why are we not even bringing up Klay Thompson? Because Klay Thompson, they changed that shit kind of like together. Like
Klay
Steph Curry, of course.
Klay had an influence that Steph.
I know.
Niggas not getting consistent logo shots before Steph.
I definitely think Steph, of course, was higher. Like he changed that, but at the same time, it's like I know he changed the game, but you got to think about it. Almost all these basketball players have changed the game in some way.
Yeah.
So all of did it better.
He's just the most recent to do it in a different 3-point shooting way.
That's fair.
What are we going?
Everyone's had their own different, like you said, different era when they changed the game. Like you said, this is Steph's time.
But he's just. But the reason why we're seeing Steph so hard is because one, he was like damn near the most recent one. He's still like, playing like that era change. But at the same time, it's like look at LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, Shaq. Shit, even AI, they all changed the game. Like,
what's going into influence again?
Exactly.
What's going into influence?
See, I'm pretty much trying to say that with a little bit more time, Steph could end up being a high one.
So
since time has passed with other niggas, they've had their time, they've had their influence. Steph is still kind of working on that now. Yeah, y'all think maybe later down the line he'd be high.
Here's my
Right now, no.
I think he's had his time, but I just go ahead, Ed.
I think Steph should be high too.
That's a bit much.
High two? Yeah, you please.
Low one at best. Like, I
Here's
don't think he's high one, but I think he's low one.
Ed.
What's your argument, Edward?
he's not high one because he's not up there with the rest of those people. Low one, he could be there. I wouldn't be mad at low one, but I think high two just because the way that the NBA was trending was before Steph came to the league with all the shooting threes. I think he was gonna get here anyway. It was just a matter of who was gonna do it first. Right. Mm-hmm. So he didn't change anything that wasn't already necessarily going to happen. He just did it. And everybody just looked at it now.
He added the steez to it. He didn't know.
That argument is a little weird because you can look at this super giga mega human LeBron and say, eventually somebody was going to be big and strong. Somebody was going to be doing this. He's just the one that did it.
If anything, for your argument, I would say he gave other niggas the confidence to be able to do what he started doing first.
But
I wouldn't.
Steph's impact, it doesn't resonate outside of the NBA.
He's not as worldwide as
it doesn't resonate outside of the NBA, and it doesn't resonate outside of America.
I'll go even further. Steph's impact doesn't really go outside of basketball, if we're being 100% honest.
So I guess my question is once again, what's going into influence? Just remind me.
Because of his success, Joe, he should be low one. He's not high one.
So remind me once more, what's going into influence?
The success and longevity, their impact on and off the court within culture as well.
Yeah, he'll be low one.
I can live with low one.
I'll put him in low one based off the fact that he does nothing for the culture. That's what I'll say.
High two.
I will say that Steve, you made I thought it was Steve who made. You made very good points. Like outside the sport of basketball, Steph Curry is. If it don't involve Aisha, look, it ain't.
I'll put Steph over AI because this nigga revolutionized shooting.
I would know. I think AI is higher than Steph.
I want to put AI, Steph in high two, but
I wouldn't care either one. I'm not mad at either one, to be honest. He could be low one or high two, whatever the majority vote is.
He gonna be above. Yeah, I'm gonna say he gonna be last in low one because he ain't better than none of those.
I'm just saying this list is very basketball heavy.
5 basketball players.
5 or 6.
The 15 right now, it is
6.
No, 2.
Hey, we're missing one big player, but I'll wait until the end.
You're missing a few, actually.
Steph on low one.
Put Stephanie to low one or high two. I don't care.
Low one.
Yeesh, I don't know.
Who says low one?
All right.
I say I don't care.
Ain't no I don't care, man.
I don't want to put him on the same level as Barry Sanders. Like Barry Sanders is wonderful, great person, awesome. But I think that
low one. I say low one. Let's put him in low one, please.
Yeah. Then Barry did for football.
Tiger Woods, Tiger Hood.
Influence.
No comment.
Influence.
I do high one.
What did influence
What did Tiger Woods influence?
Mm-hmm.
He made black people watch golf.
Black people.
Oh no, he might have made you watch golf. I didn't watch golf.
He made it cool for black people.
Bro, he literally made
Okay.
made people, the culture. Tiger Woods, like his hats, clothes.
Tiger broke the barrier.
Who was rocking golf wear?
Him and Kobe are associated with this pump.
Every time, bro.
Tiger broke racial barriers. And
Joel, tell me you didn't go to putt and say Tiger.
No,
No.
I didn't. No, no.
I don't know why.
Who else you saying?
I'm not going to
I never said nobody's name. It
Yeah,
put- what am I saying?
You never said I'm Tiger Woods at putt when you was playing. I
No.
know you were saying I'm Arnold Palmer.
No.
Shut up.
Y'all know that man is supposed to be high one.
Bro,
There's no, there's
he
no
not
argument.
Talking, bro. They're just talking, bro. Next one.
He literally just won another major from a major back injury. Like, please do not try to disrespect this man.
I won. Are we
Like,
arguing
please.
Tiger Woods? Stop it. Anyway, moving on.
About how is he influential? What golf player had their own like symbol? Who was rocking
His own game. Like, don't play with him, please.
Y'all nobody disagreeing with him being a hot one.
I was just asking.
I'm saying the same thing, man. We say how
I'm saying, damn.
Nah.
It didn't sound like that in the beginning, man. Go to Drew Brees.
all right.
I mean, Tom.
Next.
His vote don't count.
Tom Brady.
Hey,
Tom
Brady,
Brady.
I ain't gonna hold you, man.
Hey, I will say, look, this is what Kevin said on his argument too. How do y'all feel about quarterbacks being in this discussion?
He needs to be low one. He's influential.
I was gonna
But
say hot too, low key.
I too.
he can low key be high too. But
Influence-
influential wise, he just
I
yeah.
give him hot
one.
two.
Can y'all stop it?
He's not okay. He did.
What's
He
better
did
than
not
one of his
change
accomplishments?
the quarterback position at all. He's just good at it. That's all. And his dominance on the field is obvious, but his cultural impact off the field is not there.
It's
Now,
also
niggas who's
horrible.
changing. Now,
He's
niggas who's
also-
changing
he's
his
also-
quarterback is Mahomes. He's not on here yet. We're gonna wait for later, but that's later down the line.
Not even in the question.
So low one or high two? Who says high two?
He can be high too.
Brady
Who
can be
says low one? High two? All right.
Hot two.
Next we got Usain.
You gotta be one, bro. I ain't gonna fake it. I won.
Low one. I don't know about high one, but I definitely say at least low.
He can be low
Yeah.
one because of the Olympic people are there, and they literally as equal. It's the same argument as theirs.
Yeah,
You said it's.
I can't see Usain being high one.
I feel like people watch track and field way more than they watch swimming. Or
Well,
gymnastics.
yeah, our culture for sure. I do agree. But so I still think he should be low one just based because it's still not as mainstream as those other sports. But he's probably going to be at the higher end of low
Oh
one.
man, that
Yeah.
Usain Bolt was different.
He low one.
Usain
dog.
Bolt had American people cheering for him.
That's what I'm saying.
We was
Yeah,
like, oh,
he's
Usain
good.
Bolt.
I was not rooting for Usain Bolt. I think he was a great. I like the USA team, and they were this close to being
But
his
I was
ass.
like, hey, I
Justin
hope
Gatlin, don't play. He was
I like
running.
Gatlin too, but at the same time, I was like, look,
But Usain was eating his ass up. That's what I was saying.
Usain just different, bro. Like
He is. That nigga
He
is.
literally was running. He looked at them and said,
if he actually focused, he probably could have done better in his records. Like every single time at the end of his race, he'd just be lollygagging.
Because he got it. He said, I already broke another record. He said,
Nah, I'm good.
Michael Vick,
Michael Vick.
high
Football.
one.
low one.
say low one.
Y'all know to this day,
Yes,
every running quarterback is compared to Vic.
He like
Every
He
time
was
somebody-
different athletic wise, Joe. Like he literally was he was a different breed. But
And then let's not forget, if we're talking cultural influence,
He's like the football.
but it's
No
good.
one.
The bad is just as heavy as the good too, Joe.
Vic
and,
is the
hey,
same- Vic is the same way as AI. He's low one.
It's the same
Literally
way.
Low
like
one.
football.
oh my God. I just got
Michael-
shot in the
Michael-
chest.
He took too much time off in between. Like that little mess up he had really messed up his career, man.
Yes.
It was BS.
That's
I
right.
still think it was BS. He shouldn't have been doing it, but I still think it was BS. But
All right, and lastly, we got Wayne Gretzky.
High one. Wayne Gretzky has to be high one based off the fact that he won MVP 9 times. 9 times. Nobody has done that in hockey. Like that's not a thing that people do. My man scored 894 goals in one season. How do you do that?
Wait, you said 800?
Sound like a lot of accomplishments, Joe.
Yeah. What's his impact off the ice?
Not one season. 894 goals. Well, he has a lot of stuff that he does in Toronto. He has his own restaurant.
No, I ain't gonna fake it. I be hearing rappers say Wayne Gretzky quite often.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
He's the only person you think about. I don't think about nobody else.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I just think about teams.
For people who don't watch hockey.
Come out. What's that one dude who's on the
Crosby?
Yeah, I'm about to say Crosby. I be hearing him a lot too.
But I mean, one thing that you can say is most people, if you ask them, can you name a hockey player, they're going to say Wayne Gretzky because Wayne Gretzky was just that dominant. Like, I don't watch swimming, I know Michael Phelps. Okay, I don't watch tennis, I know Serena.
Him high one. Is anybody against high one?
Oh, I was yeah.
It's Wayne
I was
Gretzky.
gonna say that's low one,
But that means that he would be on the same level as Allen Iverson, which is not the truth.
I'll put him a high one just because his accomplishments outweigh everything else.
It's like his influence outside the culture is high, but you got to remember hockey really isn't in our culture, so we wouldn't know the best words. Like, I know in white people culture they love them to win.
Okay, I won.
I think he holds most of the NHL records, like most assists in one game, most points in one game, or goals. I'm sorry.
Now, one player I forgot to put on here, Derek Jeter. Do y'all think?
Yes. Derek Jeter definitely deserves to be on this list.
For sure. But where would you put Derek Jeter?
Arguably, I'd say either high one or low one, but a higher side of low one or lower side of high one.
Now, go ahead.
So now, as y'all look at this list right here, we got a lot of people just jumbled together. So do y'all want to break this up a little bit more?
I have one more player I want to talk about. Colin Kaepernick.
Yes.
Colin Kaepernick, in terms of most influential athletes, we have to consider he did not change the quarterback position. He was not the greatest quarterback, but his off the field influence would make him more influential than Tom Brady.
And that's low-key true.
I would put him above Tom Brady in height too.
You could argue Kaepernick for low one.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
I am mad at high two.
And it started on the field.
If we put anybody in high two, is no point in putting them on the list. They're gonna be an honorable mention anyway at that point.
And it's not his fault that he couldn't show us his, max potential because he was blackballed. So
yeah, blackballed hard too. Hard. You mean to tell me that? Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into football. Some of these quarterbacks suck.
It has affected the game of football in that way.
Colin Kaepernick definitely should have been able to play. There's quite some time where he could have been the first option for half of the NFL teams
because the quarterbacks were sucking, weren't they?
They just didn't want him because they thought it was going to bring bad rep, or
that was a risk.
Half these owners are racist, so they'd be like, "We don't want that."
Yep.
Even when you look him up, he doesn't pop up as a football player anymore. He pops up as an American activist. So yeah, I mean, I would like to put him somewhere on there. Even if not, I would put him in honorable mentions with like a strong, bolded Colin Kaepernick.
I think Jordan as number one.
I agree.
I don't really have an argument.
I agree with that. 100%.
Jordan being number one is solid. I think it starts getting tricky here, but I would put number two Cristiano Ronaldo.
I too will put Cristiano at number two.
Ronaldinho. Yeah, I'll put him at definitely number two. I'm glad there's no argument.
It's kind of hard to argue that.
I think 3, 4, and 5 is going to be.
There's really only one other person. There's one person that will argue.
Here's where I think arguments start coming.
Floyd.
I would say either Floyd, Tiger, Kobe, or Serena.
Kobe.
Is Floyd over
Just
Serena?
listen to options.
Floyd over Serena?
Kobe over all of them.
That's why I don't know, because both of them have influence. Both of them are tough. I think the next two.
I'm gonna say Kobe, Tiger, Serena.
Kobe. Everybody said Kobe. You said Kobe. Your dad said Kobe. Your cousin said Kobe. Your
I will only say Kobe now just because of his recent passing. I think his influence has even sent.
It literally went through that.
Yeah, so I'm saying his influence. He already had that big of an influence, but after his death,
I would say Kobe. Then next has to be Serena.
I would say Tiger, then Serena.
I would not. I would say Serena just because Serena has been around longer than Tiger, and she has more accomplishments than.
Internationally,
Serena's just that girl.
Wait, how far back are we pushing Floyd?
That's what I'm.
Floyd is 3. I think Floyd is 3.
I think he's 6.
There's no way Floyd is over Kobe at all.
I think he's 6 too. I think he's after.
Wait, so we said Jordan, then Christian. Who's writing these down?
It should be Ed or Steve.
Okay, so we agreed.
Are you writing it down or not?
I'm writing it.
Okay.
We agreed with Jordan.
Ed is really making this argument for Floyd.
We agree with Ronaldo being second, and we said Kobe's third, right?
Kobe needs to be third. Yes.
Ed doesn't believe Kobe should be third.
Why is that? Hold on, Ed. Why?
I think Kobe should be 4, just because I think Floyd's impact is just as good as Kobe's. It's not international, but in terms of
that's what I'm saying. Influence spans over the whole world. Most people aren't even arguing Floyd to be 5th, like 4th or 5th. So this third argument should die because nobody even agrees. Everybody else is saying Kobe is 3rd.
Are you telling me?
It's like I hear you. It's like I hear you, Ed, but I don't know if Floyd can. I don't know. I would argue Floyd over Tiger before I argue Floyd over Kobe, and that still would be a tough argument to make. But I would entertain it.
I'm trying to make it make sense in my head, and I don't see anybody being over Kobe at 3. I just don't see it. I would see Serena at 4, and I would see Floyd at maybe 5.
Yeah, between 5 is between Tiger and.
And I would even throw LeBron in that argument too.
I don't see how LeBron's not top 5. I'm gonna be 100%.
That's what I was thinking too. But you know,
because it's like a basketball.
Longevity plays a part.
I was thinking about it, but it's like LeBron has extreme longevity.
Has that?
Yeah.
Yes, but not above the people that's above him.
The only thing is
he's played more seasons than Kobe.
The thing is,
And Jordan.
Yeah,
he has longer longevity than them. But it's the thing. The thing is with Kobe, with Jordan, he was like did it first. He has that nostalgia effect. The shoes, he set the blueprint for it. Like people are like Jordan is just Jordan.
the dream team, boy.
That influence. When it comes to Kobe, I'm really leaning on his like recent passing. Like his influence now is like will forever hold a certain weight that is like can't even really be compared because like there's just something that unfortunately like when somebody passes away, it like shoots it into a different.
I remember what happened with Mac Miller. Like Mac Miller passed everybody.
Like Pop Smoke. When Pop Smoke passed away, his music went ridiculous.
It's literally still in the top 5. His album is still in the top 5.
Like the Mamba mentality, like that his whole like scheme, like now is before you could like make that argument with LeBron and influence, but now it's not even close.
Here's what we'll do. Kobe's gonna be 3, Serena's gonna be 4, and LeBron's gonna be 5. There's no way he's not top 5.
So where are you putting Tiger and Floyd?
I put Tiger at 5.
I put LeBron above Tiger.
I would too.
Now I think
we haven't even talked about what Bron does off the court. The I promise score.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah,
like come on now. Nah, he's 5.
As far as influence, I can respect Serena being above LeBron.
Yes.
But LeBron being right there, I think that's a perfect like spot. I think he sits perfectly there. Now next it would be between Tiger and Floyd. That is a hard toss-up. I don't really. That one's difficult.
I think Floyd is the number 1 defensive boxer of all time. Not a question. But
Whoa. You said number 1 defensive boxer of all time?
Yes. Yes, he's the number one defensive boxer of all time. Name one better.
Okay, let me just clarify.
Not offensive, defensive.
Serena's at 4 and Braun's at 5.
When you say defensive, what do you mean exactly?
He knows how to dip and dodge and score points. He does not go in there to be flashy. He goes in there to dodge and get his hits off.
In the beginning of his career, he did.
Is that the only way you can be defensive?
I mean, his footwork is like he's like the number one defense. Yes, I mean you got other people that
talked about it. Boxers have talked about how defensive he is. That's why he's lasted in the boxing like game so long and not taking so much hits on his body. Like he hasn't like gotten hurt like that because his defense is literally in like great in the game.
So other than that, for Floyd, I'm trying to figure out
his influence is there too, as far as like changing the game outside of it.
I was more so talking about all time, not when he said all time. I was responding to that, not so much the influence piece.
His boxing outside the game for influence, like Tiger was there, like his influence great off the court, but like changing the game of golf, I don't know how much he's really changed in the game of golf. Floyd has like changed boxing for the money aspect.
Tiger would change golf.
But
what?
All the racial barriers.
That man changed the face of golf because of how he played.
I'm saying like the actual game, like
it's like the way that he hit the ball specifically. People wanted to be like Tiger Woods.
I'm saying how did he specifically change the game, like the rules or the structure?
You're not changing the rules or the structure of golf. That's a historic game. You can't do like. We're saying more so the way when he came into the way that he dominated.
But I'm saying for boxers, Floyd was that was a historic sport too. But Floyd changed that for other boxers.
Floyd mastered like pop culture. He mastered pop culture and like infusing that with boxing in order to increase his revenue. Like,
I'm not I don't want y'all to feel like I'm discrediting Tiger in any way because I'm not. But I'm saying like Michael Jordan, like with his shoes, and they changing the rules. Him getting banned.
He literally just said people were wearing golf hats in the what's the vest that they like? People were styling those because Tiger Woods.
No, I'm not. But I'm saying the NBA changed the rules to what you can wear because of Jordan's shoes, because of Michael Jordan's shoes. Floyd Mayweather, as far as pay for boxers, they changed. Floyd Mayweather was able to change that in the actual game of boxing. Like his influence to the game, I know Tiger Woods' influence is all there for like culture aspects. Like you're saying culture aspects.
And people wanting to play his actual sport.
I'm saying the actual game of golf, did he change that?
He's not going to be like they're going to make him change the way he dressed because of Tiger Woods. No, because they all dress similar. Yeah. What I'm arguing is that because of what Mayweather has done is not beating Tiger Woods influentially internationally, just because the impact that Tiger had on golf. Because it's an international sport, it's bigger. So it's like the name Tiger Woods, you're gonna know that name over Floyd Mayweather. That's what I'm saying.
How is boxing not international when he did the
It's bigger. I'm saying golf is bigger international. That's what I'm saying. It's more mainstream. It's more mainstream.
I'll say that right now, when you look at golf and just being black, I'm only talking to my black people right now. I don't know about y'all, everybody else. But when you're looking at golf as a black person, you automatically think of Tiger Woods. That's just immediate. Now, when you think of boxing as a black person, you're thinking of Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, and what's his name?
But that has nothing to do with the 90s.
Sugar Ray.
Right. And you're also thinking about Mayweather. But I'm saying Tiger Woods is probably a couple steps ahead of Mayweather in terms of like mental availability. Like you automatically think of him.
Simply put, Mayweather is not as synonymous with boxing as Tiger is with golf. That's the difference.
I mean, look at PGA Tour.
I'm saying that's because y'all don't know as much about golf as y'all know for boxing. So it's like, of course, you're going to know more people in synonymous, like being synonymous with boxing.
It's not about who I know.
Name 20 boxers, but y'all can't name 20 golfers.
It's not about who I know. Because it's not about naming who I know. It's the impact that Tiger had in golf. he is the only person of color to do what he has been doing in that sport. Mayweather is not, and we're saying that is
he is, but we're saying that there have been multiple black dominant boxers.
No, because boxing is a more black held sport. Like I get it, like, and I get that influence piece, but as far, okay,
Let's take a vote.
What number are we on?
6.
We have
we were arguing
4,
6.
LeBron at 5. I say Tiger at 6.
I agree.
we can put Tiger at 6.
47.
47.
Now 8, 9, 10. Is this top 10 or top 15, guys?
Top 15.
For the third time.
Just making sure. Because I mean that gives you a little wiggle room and who you squeeze in those top spots.
I will put personally Roger Federer at number 8.
Messi or Fred? I would say Messi, then Federer, personally, but it's either or.
Yeah, I would disagree. I would put Federer over Messi.
Oh, I don't know. That's tough.
I would put Messi over Federer.
Ooh.
Crazy.
Okay, Tess, do you really think Federer is bigger than Messi is?
Yes.
Is the
I
margin?
bet the reason I say that because if Messi went to Japan, he's not gonna get as many fans. Like Federer, anywhere he goes, he's gonna have a crowd. Wherever he goes. That's how, like, because he's so nice and like so like he's just charismatic. The way that internationally people just love him. That's influential wise.
Do you think is Federer's influence on tennis bigger than Messi's on soccer?
Yes. People wanted to play like Roger Federer because of
So
how aggressive he was.
I will be 100% honest. Federer is very important, but soccer has so many fans. Soccer in 2018, I think it was 3.5 billion people watched the 2018 FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
So
I'll put Messi then.
Federer is very influential, but Messi has so many fans.
I've been saying Messi for the sole purpose. I think Joe's main point, like soccer being it's hard to call it the more international sport.
Yeah, because tennis is number 6 international. Then
soccer's
number 1.
Bigger though. I think soccer is bigger, the more popular sport.
Then I could even argue Messi being above Floyd Mayweather internationally because he's just bigger.
You could argue that. Do you want to argue that? Do you want to make that move?
If we're talking international.
I mean, because soccer is the number 1 sport in the world. So,
Yes. And I would be okay with
mainly for Ed.
7.
You said what?
I wouldn't mind switching
Yeah, moving Messi to 7. Floyd back.
Messi could be 7, and then so is Floyd still 8 or is Federer 8?
I think Floyd. I really do. Now I think about it. I think Floyd is dropping.
We did all that arguing.
I'm saying this move.
How you feel? Just really for Sean.
I personally, I could see Messi moving up above Floyd, but that argument between Floyd and Federer is just harder for me to make because it's like, yeah, I know Federer is influential, but I don't know how far influential.
He's literally equate to Serena on the men's side.
But it's not the same because Serena as a black woman goes even further.
No, yeah, I agree.
So it's like you can say that, but at the same time, it's like, no, Serena just hits a little different. Like,
so now the argument is
Are we moving back?
they're influential.
We can do Mayweather at 8 and Federer at 9. I disagree at that, but I think
I also disagree at that, but
because Federer just impact during the 2000 is.
but it's like, I mean, we keep trying to downplay Floyd Mayweather, but this dude.
I'm not downplaying him.
Mayweather just doesn't have the international reach that the other ones have. That's the only thing that's pushing him down.
Really? Are we? How? Because in Mexico, in any other boxing country, Mayweather is there. They know who he is. They know he's the greatest.
And all the other sports extend to more countries than
boxing isn't a top 10 sport in the
But
world.
it's not just internationally. That is a factor, but we're also talking influence to their sport. Like that influence, like it's there for Floyd.
But yeah, it is there for Floyd.
That's why I'm saying Federer too, because he changed.
Federer is the top male golfer, not golfer, male tennis player.
Yeah, like he. The reason I'm saying it, like he literally is the highest paid the highest paid athlete. Like, so like you
But
have
they're
to be
the
winning
same,
to be changing
right?
something in the game. It's just like
If they're the
you
same in
got to
all
be
aspects,
aggressive.
if they're the same in all aspects, and the only thing that's different is that tennis has a billion more watchers than
than boxing.
boxing, then it has to go to the tennis player.
So we got Tiger at 6, Messi at 7, Federer at 8.
I think that
Floyd at 9.
Does everybody agree with that? Or do we have a majority
If we're
vote
gonna
on
keep
that?
going to this international aspect, does Tiger move down? Because internationally, I don't think Tiger is as big as Federer and
I disagree because of his because he's Asian. He's also Asian and he literally global wide shine. He went over there and they was running towards him. If you are Asian, they're gonna support you regardless if you mix or not.
I watched that Tiger doc. Tiger's right where he should be.
Yeah.
like Tiger's up there, bro.
We actually don't have any.
Tiger
field
could
hockey
actually
players on
move
here.
up just based on that documentary, actually.
We actually don't have any field hockey players or cricket players on here. So, I mean, shit, cricket has 2.5 billion.
We are an American-based podcast.
We apologize.
Did you just say cricket?
It's the second most watched sport in the world.
What is?
Y'all watching
Cricket.
and cricket?
I'm not watching
Don't
that,
get it
but
twisted
I'm
or
just
flipped.
letting you know it's the second most watched sport in the world.
That's what I'm saying.
The
And why-
Indians,
why
they
we
be
don't
watching
know-
it.
why we don't know no players. I don't know no cricket players.
I have no idea.
They don't talk about them on Sports Center, ESPN.
Of course
And
not.
that's our problem.
All right, so so far
Like,
we
internationally, if you put all the viewings of like basketball, like NBA and international basketball, like
It's number 3.
Basketball's 3.
in crickets too.
Yep.
So we have Jordan 1, Ronaldo 2, Kobe 3, Serena 4, Bron 5, Tiger at 6, Messi at 7, Federer at 8, and Floyd at 9.
Yep.
That sounds good.
Like
All right.
that. You know this is gonna bring some heat on the TL because ain't nobody
Who left?
agree
So
with us.
we got Shaq and Gretzky.
Wayne.
Wayne, the man, Gretzky, or the one. I'm sorry, that was his nickname. Wayne, the one, Gretzky,
The great one, not the one.
the great one.
Gretzky didn't check.
Gretzky and Shaq. Gretzky, other than Serena on this list, probably has the most awards in his sport.
All right, now here's where the fun's gonna come in.
We got 11 now, don't
Yeah, that's 11.
We still got Deion Sanders, AI, Ken, Michael Phelps,
We definitely do still got Prime.
Ron Biles, Steph Curry, Usain Bolt. Yeah, this gonna be
Prime got to be 12 by default.
Do we gotta be 12?
I don't
Who
know.
has to be 12?
Prime. Here's my thing. It ain't too many niggas that was 2-sport athletes
Yeah.
and excelled at both.
That's true.
Jackson and Deion.
Off the strength of Mr. Sanders' flexibility, I would say that that's a good argument. I would also like to argue that Michael Vick has a very good
Cultural influence.
cultural.
Michael Vick is
Niggas
going-
was wearing Michael Vick jerseys all the time.
I'm saying influentially, he's going to be an honorable mention. I don't think he's going to make the top 15.
All right, so is prime time at 12?
I
Or
would,
do you want to make an argument for somebody in low 1?
I would put him at 12.
Who you put
AI,
on- Who you trying to put on Prime, Ed?
AI,
Because this is where it now comes into low 1.
Allen
AI
Iverson.
AI not over. Prime is in high 1. Let's remember. And 2,
We still make
Prime-
cases to switch them.
I would consider putting Ken Griffey
over Prime.
on time.
I don't know, dog.
Everybody had a pair of Griffies. I'm pretty sure if I go through my closet right now, I got
Everybody had a pair of Griffeys, the blue ones, the black ones,
the blue and
red
white ones. Yes,
They
everybody.
would camp out at Foot Locker to go get them.
How much does prime time's influence extend past football?
he had an impact on the culture. Wasn't nobody doing it like Prime was. Like the flashiness, like the whole bravado of it all. Like everybody in other sports, like wanted that type of confidence, like that type of
one I almost forgot.
happiness even.
Well, we would say Jerry Rice would be up there as influential, right there with Deion.
Jerry Rice.
Deion doing two sports. I think that's what I'm like. Deion like was impactful in two sports as well. Like you can't name 5 two-sport athletes that were successful.
I can't name.
But what about one thing? One person I would even argue is Randy Moss.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I forgot about.
You could argue Randy Moss. Arguing people that are solely in one sport. We're talking about a two-sport athlete.
But I'm saying, yes, he did 2 sports, but that's also spreading him out almost, not necessarily spread him out thin, but if we're talking influence, I would say Randy Moss in the game of football is more influential than Deion. Because Moss and somebody, when Randy Moss was playing, bro, it was like you wanted to be like Randy Moss. Like you moss somebody, you got moss. That's a whole word.
Niggas still use that word today.
Today.
Come on, bro.
I can't wait till there's another podcast 30 years down the road and we all old and we having the same conversation about Pat Mahomes because Pat Mahomes is going to be in this list.
Nobody is talking about that nigga, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a Browns fan. My bad.
We're talking about influential right now, and you bringing up Mahomes. That has nothing to do.
We're talking about football, and I brought up a football player. Don't be dense.
I'm thinking
this is my exact point. This is not just a football conversation.
I know.
You're trying to make it just football. I'm saying since Prime had influence in both, that puts him at 12. Randy Moss, he should be mentioned, to be honest. But when you have somebody, literally it's Bo Jackson and Deion, when you talk about two-sport athletes.
What was another sport?
Huh?
Baseball,
yeah. Like, who's doing that? Like nobody is doing that.
But here's the thing.
Because baseball, wait, what was his position? What was his position in football?
I don't recognize him from baseball. I only recognize him from football.
That's your fault. That's cap. Because how do you not recognize Prime as a two-sport athlete? Like, I'm confused.
Because here's the thing, Steve. While we're making this list and we watch sports, a majority of people don't watch sports like that. So most people aren't going to know he was a two-sport athlete.
So you're saying overall people won't recognize, people like the general person or the general civilian won't recognize Prime as a two-sport athlete?
No.
Right. If they recognize him from anything, it's going to be from football.
But also, I will say, like, even outside of that, his coaching, he's been on camera as far as, like, you know, him being an announcer. Deion is getting there. He has more than, like, Randy Moss, like, off the field, like, yes, he made the word getting Moss. His stats and everything were there. I still do feel like Deion, his influences, it's there. Like, bringing flashiness to football, he really did do.
We're in change during the game. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's just
people do that to this day, and they got grills in.
We got three choices right now for 12. So we got Primetime, we got AI, and we got King Griffey.
Now nobody is arguing for.
That mean those though. That mean if we arguing them, those are the next 3 people.
Those are just the arguments. They don't have to end up being the next 3 people.
Okay.
Well, I would like to put a vote in for Allen Iverson, mainly because even people who didn't watch basketball, Steve, I know you're a basketball dude. Like, Steve, you are a basketball guy. You put salt in your shoes growing up. I understand, but like not everybody was an avid basketball watcher like that. When I grew up, I played video games, but I still knew who AI was. Right now, in retrospect, when I look to see what he's done, I understand because now I actually like sports because I grew up. But back in the day, people knew who AI was, bro. Like, people was, like you said, he was getting cornrows on the side of the court. Nobody was doing that. He was dressing crazy. Nobody was doing that. He wasn't going to practice. Nobody
still
was
whooping niggas' asses.
No, practice.
listen.
Practice.
That's like a baseball game and a football game in the same day.
Hey,
stop that.
That sounds like a whole bunch of issues for his knees and back. They ain't got nothing to do with this. I didn't even know until this conversation. I didn't even know that he was a two-sport player.
That's cap on y'all part.
I don't know how y'all didn't know this.
I knew he was a two-sport athlete. I just couldn't remember what the other one was.
I knew as well.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I'll put prime before AI if that's the argument.
Yes. Who was your vote for 12?
I think based off the arguments, I would go with Deion Sanders.
Unless you got another argument.
I'd put Deion Sanders next.
I would too.
Young Dion at 12. Now we can get to the nitty gritty.
13.
Why didn't y'all make this a top 20 list?
can make it a
Annoying. It's just annoying. 15 is just a odd number.
Allen Iverson.
If it's top 20 list, then we literally just putting them in order.
No, y'all got
It's
30
a real
people
debate.
here.
It's real debate because we gotta get to nitty gritty with this shit.
Iverson. 13.
All right, Joe, what's your
Iverson
argument
and
for
Griffin.
AI?
Okay, so AI obviously does not have rings. Okay, AI, wonderful player, he just didn't get a ring, just like Charles Barkley, great player, didn't get a ring.
I'm comparing AI to Charles Barkley, bro. We know.
No, I'm just saying, people who were good but didn't get rings. Steve, please, I understand you are the basketball guy, all right, but relax.
This ain't even a basketball conversation.
I know. That's why I'm saying you just said stop comparing the two. Listen, I would like to say that Allen Iverson, and this is only in retrospect because I was not the biggest basketball fan back in the day. I played the games, but understand. Allen Iverson, from what I gather, was the blueprint of the current NBA player in terms of flashiness, in terms of tattoos, in terms of the way he wore his hair, in terms of the way that he acted. Like, he was the one that made that stuff. Like, he drew hip hop into basketball. And that's what I see. That's what I see. I don't see it before him. I just don't.
What are you doing?
Right, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, what?
Who's your argument for 13?
I can see.
He farted, bro. I was trying to spray some shit.
Who's your
Hard
argument?
parts be the worst, bro.
Bro, they be so damn strong. Move, bro.
I just think Rafa needs to be in top 15. That's all I'm saying.
What's your argument, Ted?
Over Michael Phelps and Simone Biles?
Yes, because it's more international. He has a big impact as a tennis
What are you
player.
talking about? International. Their sports are only international sports.
What's that argument?
More international. I'm like, Michael Phelps and Simone Biles, their sport is literally only international sports. Like, everybody knows who they are around the world.
Yeah, so does Rafael Nadal. But what I'm saying is he just has more exposure and more influential than those two people.
All right,
He
Steve.
has the accomplishments of those two.
What do you mean by that?
Exactly that. He's
Who's
just
your
more influential than those two people.
This is going to be
We
hard.
at 13, right?
I think if we put AI next,
You don't have to put AI next. That's
What I'm saying, because low key.
You don't have to put AI next.
I would say AI, then Michael Phelps.
Do you think, Tez, do you,
No,
Tez, do you,
Michael Phelps does not. He
Yes.
barely is scraping the top 15.
I think Simone Biles should be on.
Tez, do you think
Simone Biles can.
AI? Do you
What'd
think
you say?
Do you think Nadal should be over Iverson?
They low key are equal. So personally, I either go Nadal or AI Nadal, and then we can do Simone last. But Nadal, he has an impact on tennis in the world, so that's why I think that he has to be in the top 15. Because his accomplishments are equal to Roger Federer, and he has almost the same impact, but it's just slightly below.
Ed, you know what this really come down to? It's really come down to AI or Griffey. One of them not gonna make it. And I can't pick which one.
Honestly, bro.
Baseball is a dying sport. Don't be.
Griffey had that culture impact
And
too.
they
though.
still getting paid, regardless if it's dying or not.
Right. You're right.
They money guaranteed. Baseball money guaranteed, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they get money because they don't have that salary cap. But I'm telling you, that shit is dying. Like, in 50, 75 years, they're not going to be the most paid.
No, it's not. It is number 8 on the most watched sport.
It's literally stats showing it's a dying. It used to be higher. I'm saying it's a dying sport because it's going down. It used to be.
Okay.
I'm saying it's a dying sport. As in, like, it used to be America's favorite sport before football was. It used to be. You used to want to go.
But just saying. But Yeah, but football is still not in the top 10.
So Ted,
If we're speaking international, then yes. But at the same time, if you look at
America-wise,
if
yes.
you look at America, the average age of like a football fan is like, I want to say it's like late 20s or something like that. That's like average age.
Baseball.
Average age of like basketball is like even younger than that. The average age of like a baseball fan is like literally like 45, 50.
mm-hmm.
It's like late. So like it's like the fans, like young people really don't be watching baseball like that. So it's like literally a sport that as people get older is gonna like damn near die out. Not die out for sure, but like it's not gonna be nearly as.
They gotta
Yeah,
just figure out how to get the
American
youth.
But all that aside, though, one, whether baseball is dying or not, Griffey's impact on the sport is already cemented, whether it dies or not. That's one. Two, Griffey also has the culture impact that we've been talking about as well. So if Griffey is in this conversation of like AI and the doll and where they gonna fit, like all three of them obviously like don't make the list because they're all on the same level. So somebody has to go. But the fact that like we are all talking about like the Griffey shoe, like that is a staple shoe in the shoe community.
AI got staple shoes too.
AI does not have staple. Not
Compared to the Griffey,
Uh,
yeah, compared to Griffey, I don't know about that one, bro.
It does have staple shoes.
AI.
not the Griffies though. They not like Griffies.
The
He got
question.
two. He got the questions, and then he put out the answer to the question after that.
First off, I have the pair. First of all, I have the pair, so I understand the importance.
The answers weren't as good, but like the questions are damn near just as good as the King Griffey's, if not. They made more. I know they damn near make more money in like Reebok. That's why they keep making them.
You can go buy them right now.
Griffey's were going crazy.
No, I'm not saying King Griffey's weren't heat, and I'm not saying they weren't big. I'm just saying I think the questions are bigger.
Then Griffies?
They
Yes,
stopped making Griffey's.
yes.
They are still making AI shoes.
They're still making AI shoe, and they're about to bring back Griffey's, but they stopped making them for a while.
Like, and trust me, I think they're there. Like,
So you telling me if you ask Sneakerhead, do they want some Griffies or some questions? You think they're gonna say some questions?
yes, a lot of people will say
yeah.
especially the Laker questions. Them things go for bread. The Kobe ones.
Joel, who was your vote for 13?
AI.
D, who was your vote for 13?
It's still AI.
AI.
Bingo, yeah, it's majority vote, but Nadal needs to be 14. That's my argument.
We can say Nadal at 14, and we can say Ken Griffey at 15.
Ted's gonna argue Simone Biles.
I mean, it's whatever.
You don't have to set these last two. Like y'all trying to set these last two. I want y'all to argue about them, honestly.
Nadal has to be 14.
Ted's ain't arguing the dog.
There's no other clay court player that's done what he's done. There's no other tennis player that's done what he's done. Influential wise, people want to play like Nadal on a clay court. Who has a 99% percentage at a tournament? Nobody. That's ridiculous. No, he's 14. I will.
How high do y'all want to push Griffey or Biles or whoever else is on this list? Is anybody worth trying to push into the conversation?
Nah.
That's what I'm wondering.
Like Biles
in the conversation.
I kind of feel like Biles should make top 15. That's just me.
Is Usain in the conversation?
I forgot about Usain.
I don't put Usain top 15. No.
I do not either.
Is Vic in the conversation?
I would like to have Vic in the conversation, but due to his tumultuous past, he probably won't be.
Influential than Vic.
You said what?
I would say Usain's more influential than Vic.
I'm just going down the list. Is Steph in the conversation?
Not top 15.
No.
They made the top honorable mentions.
And so Phelps is not in the conversation either.
Nah, he's just a good swimmer.
So basically it's kind of between Biles and Griffey for this 15 spot then. That's what it sounded like.
Pretty much.
Woo!
Did y'all decide on the dog being 14?
I think
the dog can be at 14.
That's fine.
Me personally, I wouldn't put Nadal in the top 15. I'd put Biles.
They wouldn't put Nadal on the 15 either.
Yikes.
Y'all tripping. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all are honestly tripping. He's literally he's literally influential
in Nadal not being in the top 15. What's the argument for Nadal not being in the top 15?
here's my thing: is this list was originally to be top athletes.
He will be
overall.
top 15.
Right. But it's top influential athletes. How has he influenced the world?
The clay court is what Ted's trying to tell
That's what
you.
I'm trying to tell you. As a tennis, he influenced his sport because of the way that he played. He changed the game. Nobody has yet to beat him, or they beat him once. But I'm just saying he still is basically undefeated on that surface. So he changed the game of his sports.
Crazy. Think about that, bro. In any other sport, imagine being like, I'm undefeated in this area. Like, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, I'm sure you can find a stat for somebody like that.
Jordan
That's what I'm saying. You said you're sure, but who are you?
We could
Shut up,
put,
Steve.
what if we put Simone Biles at 14 and him at 15?
I would put.
I would be okay with that, but I disagree.
Biles at 15.
You said what?
I would put Griffey at 14 and Simone at 15.
Oh, that means Nadal's not going there. Oh, I can't rock with that, bruh.
No.
Can't rock with that. My man's got
As long as it's top 15, bro.
I put Simone Biles at 14 and Nadal at 15.
And I told you one of them wasn't gonna make it.
Who's 13?
I don't think Nadal
Yeah.
should be in the 15 at all, bro.
I agree with Sean.
I'm gonna take a shot on this. You ready? Ed, come on. I know you got
I think Simone, and we can do Simone and Nadal.
This baby ass do say you got.
That's tough not having Griffey in that top.
First of all,
I think Griffey should be in it, bro.
He'd be a solid arm.
Tough, dog.
this one I don't like your
He's a
answer.
solid
Who is
arm.
14? We never decided who was 14 gonna be.
I said Simone.
Simone was 14. I think that was the consensus, the majority at least.
We originally had Nadal at 14, then we switched it to Simone. Simone at 14, and now the argument is Nadal or King Griffey.
Make it top 20.
But if we do top 20, we gotta throw in some other people. Cause I got one person that y'all probably wouldn't even fuck
We
with.
can throw in some other people, actually. Because there's
No, 15. Hey,
I was about to say, I thought y'all wanted 15 for the
I said keep it at 15, bro.
suspense.
for the cutoff.
It's too easy.
Yeah.
If it's somebody I want to argue, just argue their point. Like, don't argue their point only if there's more room for them. If you feel like they should be up here, they can.
Yeah.
At 14 and Nadal at 15 is cool.
Shit. This ain't no bitch.
I understand the argument for Griffey. I still just think Nadal is more influential on his sport and on the world.
So Simone then Nadal.
King Griffey Jr. would be a solid 16.
Yeah, this yeah, I think that's top 15. If this would be a different conversation if this was not influential. If it was just athletes, it would be a different conversation. But I think influence has to be.
Not really.
No, I would disagree. I think 'cause this list would be
Influence than is
Yeah.
actual athletic, like being an athlete. When it comes to influence, he's higher than if it's just being an athlete. He's not doing the best.
Griffey
All
is-
right. If you
I think Simone would be
want
top.
Simone Biles at 14 and Nadal at 15, raise your hand.
but
I'm not mad at it. I wouldn't pick it, but I'm not mad at it.
I wouldn't pick it.
Been set.
Oh,
There's a list.
So what?
There's a list.
All right, bet.
Yo, crack that ass down somewhere, bro.
So
Sit down.
now that the list is over,
Sit down. Go on.
Hold on, can we officially end it?
Saturday.
yeah.
Saturday at 6, not Sunday at 6. Saturday at 6.
Next
That's-
week,
Okay. Mm,
it's on camera. That's 2 hours.
No, but for the most part, we be knowing where certain things be going. That's the thing.
We
Is
thought-
there,
we think that would've-
then again, like, is there really that many movie franchises?
Yeah,
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
we can do top. I'll figure out what it's like. Just
No,
based
I'm
on
doing
what y'all seeing, I'll figure it out. So we're gonna do top movie franchises.
We can do that.
That's fine.
I think we should. Should we say movie series franchises? I just want to make sure the title is right. Like,
We'll figure that out.
I like movie franchises.
Movie franchises.
Accurate. Yes.
Okay. Okay. We got our list. Y'all wrote that down. Send that to me so I can make the graphic. I'll send that earlier, Sean. Are we good to go?
you good? Okay, Saturday.